are the co-founders, Elvis, Larry. Larry's there, and in this episode we're going to talk about everything Apple Health, the Apple Watch, and we've kind of been around the industry for a lot of time. So from the start of Apple, the watches, like from 1 to 5, have we really noticed like any kind of big difference between like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then now 5? What do you think?
Yeah, obviously we have huge difference, the same as between the iPhone 1 and iPhone 10, same stuff. So yeah, they progressing, of course they progressing. Maybe not as fast as we would like them to.
Yeah.
So battery-wise, almost the same. The feature-wise, a little bit more or less.
They did add a compass.
Compass
in
is
the
important.
I
was
Apple,
waiting for a compass
yeah.
from day one.
Everyone was.
Because every time I'm like, no
you don't know
compass.
where you are. You don't know like where north. You have to know.
Absolutely.
Because without knowing where north and south, how do you survive?
Yes. No, you can't.
It's like oxygen.
You can't. Even in town, in urban area, you can't survive without a compass.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea where to go.
Oh, it's brutal.
Just simply to drive, If your car doesn't have compass, that's it.
No, you're
just stuck somewhere.
I couldn't believe it, man. Like when they, during their presentation of it, I couldn't believe that they stopped. Like they have their slides, and they're like, we've added, this technology, we've added this thing, and then they had a slide for the compass, like a full. I thought that's just like a feature you include. Like, hey, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a full slide of just a compass.
Okay, let me ask you a question. They have a compass in iPhone for a pretty long time. Have you ever opened it up?
Never. No.
So I'm just wondering.
But nobody opens their stock app, like even on their phones.
I'm just wondering. Okay, here's a group of guys brainstorm. Okay.
Yeah, I always think of that.
I watch 5. What we gonna do there?
Yeah.
It's like 1. Compass. Boom.
Yeah.
Awesome idea.
You get a promotion.
It's like, yes, you are now in charge.
You're a genius.
You're in charge of the compass.
You're a VP. You're VP of the watch.
That's it. So, but I mean, it's like...
Well, not to mention...
Or they are running out of ideas. Now, why don't they get together all the 50 doctors they climbed working on health and ask, hey guys, any brainstorm, any ideas? Yeah. And all 50 doctors say, no, we don't have any.
Yeah, but how big is that team though? They say in their presentation.
I was reading in somewhere on the internet, 50 doctors team.
But that's only the doctor. That team is thousands of people.
The developers, yes, plus developers. But the idea should come from the doctor. And developers will work out that idea.
Do you think that if it didn't have the Apple logo on it, that people would actually buy that device?
The design is nice.
And it's not to say that we're huge Apple fans. Like we have everything Apple. I mean, we have like 20 devices.
The design is nice. The functionality is nice.
I mean, he has one there.
The resolution and all this stuff. It's very nice watch. But what kills me at most is a battery life. It just kills me. It's just That's why they didn't even put the sleep analysis in there based on simple accelerometer. There is accelerometer there. When you turn, its accelerometer turns on the screen. Yeah. But they didn't do it because if you wearing it during the day, it's not gonna serve you during the night because there is no battery left.
To be fair, it is a watch. It's not an actual fitness wearable. It's not a health.
It's watch.
It's not a health wearable.
It's
so
watch.
You have to give them that. Like they're trying. So the bad thing before it was just a watch and they had BPM. This wasn't like a fitness and activity. But now they made a big point on version 4 and 5 to make it. Look, we're entering the health market. Like this is going to be our flagship product. And given that they've hired all these people and the 50 doctors and thousands, the fact that on the 5th version, it's really unimpressive. Like to my eyes, it's unimpressive
4 to 5
from features. Standpoint.
That screen always on with low refresh rate. It's maybe okay because it doesn't bother me. I actually like when when my screen is dark if I'm do anything, so nobody can see what's going on my watch. Yeah, but there was a lot of hype around the electric cardiogram, ECG, EKG.
Yeah, I mean that's a big deal. But it's all about what you do with that.
That was one of the reasons I purchased that one, the particular 4, because and I waited for that app, and I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. To me, comparable to my device, and I know the algorithm running on our device. To me, the electric cardiogram, the picture itself, looks artificial.
Yeah, that's a big point. But that's what a lot of you look at Fitbit and their history, and with the lawsuits that they've had, right? I mean, they've been sued multiple times over accuracy, and so did Apple. And that's actually part of the article that you sent me. They're saying it's pretty much to combat these lawsuits, right? In this article on Bloomberg, do you want to get into this now?
That Massimo?
Yeah,
I can say a couple words.
Just before you go on, I just want to, just so people know, they're saying Apple is accused of stealing trade secrets and improperly using Massimo Corp inventions related to health monitoring and its Apple Watch. So the story is here, they had reached out to this company Massimo, and they wanted to do a collaboration back in 2013. And this was before they had hired all their thousands and their 50 doctors. And they were primarily interested in the light technology, the one that actually does the BPM monitoring, the ones that companies like Fitbit and Apple have been sued over before. And you guys can go look that up, over those inaccuracies. So now they're accused of stealing these kind of trade secrets. So you can...
It's okay, acquisition. I can accuse Apple in stealing my whatever. But I wanted to go through the court, and unless it's going to be a settlement. Settlement always bothers me, because there's the truth not coming out.
Okay, but I understand what you're saying. An accusation is an accusation, but they also hired the Massimo, one of their VPs, away from them. So as a part of this health project that they were working on, they hired away the top person at the other company, right? And this is Apple, right? This is the Steve Jobs era. Do you remember?
Okay. Here's the first question. Hold on. Here's the first question. Is Massimo famous for some kind of wearable that can say, "Oh wow, Massimo"?
No, but they do the back end technology for it. You don't have to be.
For
it's
who?
not about being famous.
I don't know the background. I mean, it's not excuse that I don't know. Maybe they do, but I have no idea who they do the technology for. Fitbit or whoever. Now, if I know who they're working with or providing their technology to, and seeing that product, I can say, hey, yeah, that's the great stuff, way better than Apple.
But they're not going to. No, that's what these big companies do. They don't. Why would Apple call Garmin and say, hey, can we? Because that's a big company. Can you help us do? They look after smaller companies that nobody knows, and then they can squeeze them out. They're saying after their meetings, and Apple reached out to them. This wasn't the other way around. They're saying after Massimo thought were really productive meetings, Apple instead hired O'Reilly, who was their chief medical officer, after those meetings. What the fuck is that?
The Fox O'Reilly?
No. Yeah, he's now. Did you hear?
Yeah,
he now works for Apple. No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Come on. But this was. Do you remember the whole thing with Apple and Sergey Brin when Steve Jobs was still around?
Yeah.
And they were
in war.
They were in a war because they didn't want people to hire Apple employees because of trade secrets.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the same shit that they're doing now. Like Tim Cook is he's an arm of what they were really close.
It will never stop. It will never stop. Okay, Tesla stealing cars, employees. Like somebody steals the engineers from Tesla. It's never-ending war. But yeah, and how can you stop it? So, in this case, question: is there any point to do the patent on your product?
No, I don't think so. I've always thought that, because there's always ways to get around these patents, and it's just.
Yes, exactly.
I think it just. I really don't know what it is. I think it maybe for early companies, it adds some kind of sense of
I'll tell
security.
you what. I've been in China, okay, and Shenzhen. It's modern city.
China.
Yeah. So, if you wanna fight with like patents and all that stuff, you have to demolish the several cities in China just to follow the patents, or pay I don't know trillions of dollars, because it's all copied from the States, from Europe, from States. There's nothing Chinese in these towns. There's nothing Chinese.
No.
There's no architecture Chinese. There's nothing. Okay, everything is just looks like you in some European or United States urban area. I'm not sure if nowadays all that intellectual property works properly actually, because so much stuff
It doesn't, because
on.
here's the point. If a small company has a patent on something, and some big company says, "Oh, I like this idea," and they start doing it, you're not going to win.
Never.
You're not going to win that battle.
If I do IP on some stuff of my product, and somebody start using it in production and manufacturing, what can I do with Apple? I'm gonna sue them? Are you kidding me, right?
And sometimes
they just man, I'm like an ant for them.
Yeah.
They just step on me and walk forward.
Look what happened. Look what happened here. I don't think. I don't know if they're they're suing them over copyright, or no, not copyright. Sorry, they are. Yeah, they are. So this Massimo, back to that. They are suing them over 10 patents. One of them is regarding ways to measure blood oxygen levels and BPM, so with light emitters. But what's going to happen here? Apple's just going to pay them out, and that's it.
That's it.
And it's never going to.
It's
that's
easier. It's less expensive than to go to the court and pay all lawyers and all this stuff. Hey guys, we pay you like 20 million.
Doesn't that bother you that originally patents were made to protect like an entrepreneur, right? Like who is that? I think I might be wrong on this. That Alexander Graham Bell, that American. Either him, Edison, I think. He was like the leader in like patents, and he was like an inventor, and they made patents so that they could protect the entrepreneur. Now it's just a way to get settlement money. It's not like which kind of, it's all part of the business.
Yeah, forget about it.
So anyways, what do you think from like the feature-wise in Apple, what could they have done better?
The battery. I need a battery life.
Features, not like. I'm saying like health. I'm talking about health features.
Health, okay. Make a battery life, okay.
That's not health features, man.
Continue. Just listen. Just learn to listen, you dumb.
Okay.
Battery life will lead to sleep analysis at least. Okay, give me the sleep analysis. Okay, so I can monitor my sleep.
But they have to charge their phone overnight anyway. When are they?
No, if you increase the sleep battery life, that will lead you can use it overnight. In this case now, it's a business time watch. It means you only can use it during the business hours. That's it, and the rest is like you put it in the charger.
And
it charges. Now more about health, more statistic.
Okay.
More about health. Now HRV. I'm watching on my iPhone and see HRV, the number. What it means? What it's there? So. Where's the explanation of that number, at least?
No, they don't have one.
Now, what does that number means? Now, where is that number? Now, if one of our followers or whatever listeners can answer me one question, what's the sample rate on electric cardiogram of Apple Watch? I turned the internet upside down. I never find that number. What is so secretive in that? Why it's so complicated to say, okay, the sample, now everyone like in this area knows that medical grade sample rate can vary from minimum 250 samples per second to 1000 or higher. There's no limit. But the minimum is 250. What's the sample rate in Apple Watch? Our sample rate is between 250, we can change it to 350 or 400.
Yeah.
Okay, so we actually go into the minimum sample rate. Okay, acceptable by
But the only thing
medical grade devices. Now, what's them? I don't know. What is it?
But they're not even doing anything with the EKG though. They're
Nothing,
only
no,
doing
atrial
arrhythmia.
fibrillation.
Oh, AFib, sorry.
AFib, yeah, AFib
that's
is
it.
like you can detect like anything. Even BPM
Yeah, I
can
was gonna
detect
say
AFib. If
you
your heart beats irregularly, that BPM, like optical BPM, can detect it if it's okay. Now, here's the deal. Then they made electric cardiogram for AFib because BPM optical is not reliable. You can rely on it. You can't. You can't rely on it even for AFib. My understanding, they take HRV out of optical. If you cannot rely for AFib, how can you extract milliseconds difference between heartbeats?
Yeah, for those following HRV, we're talking about heart rate variability.
Heart rate
so this
variability.
is kind of there's a shitload of attention around it now.
There is
Like,
a
it's
lot of
becoming-
attention. There is
it's-
a lot of research going on for the last 5, I don't know, 10 years.
No, 20. I mean, this is
Okay,
it
but-
was super prominent in not only research and like NASA and different military
they have
forces,
equipment. They did research.
all
of
pro
course,
athletes,
yes.
and now like we're starting to see kind
Yeah,
of
because there
consumerization.
because there was no device you can wear and see the right. So because they did it in the labs. Now it's possible. Actually, our device gives you the pretty good picture of ECG, and we can extract. It's 4 milliseconds. Precision is, so it's enough for heart rate variability. So in our case,
there aren't actually many devices that do HRV. There are like EKG ones, but there's no really point to it. Like that Cardia, the one with the chest strap, there's really no point to just seeing an EKG. What are you going to do with that? Like what we're trying to do with the iSleeve is try to make an app that you can have it as a standalone.
Yeah,
just so you have the information, and we process the information for you. If you simply just have a bunch of squiggly lines at home, you have to send that to a doctor.
For consumer, we have to do the interpretation of ECG because there's no way you can read it.
And that's the best, I think, out of anything. There's no better tool that can, there's no better information from ECG that you can extract than heart rate variability. It's the best. There's nothing.
First of all,
arrhythmia, like how many people?
Pretty simple.
How many people? I understand arrhythmia and tachycardia. Those things are crucial, and you want to have the ability to diagnose it. But that's a small percentage of people. Heart rate variability can help any person on this planet, right?
It's first of all, and second of all, the heart rate variability will show you if you have a problem with the heart.
Yeah.
It will show you. It will show you not just heart. It will show you everything. So basically, it's a diagnostic computer in the car, which shows you like check engine. But in our case, it's not. It doesn't say you check engine. It says some particular stuff, and because you know what's going on with you, car is different.
I think that's the best way to actually explain what heart rate variability is, right? Every car has a check engine light, and HRV is like your body's check engine light for your heart, right? And you were saying that the odometer is like the BPM.
Not odometer, the tachometer.
No, tachometer. Shows how much I know about cars.
Yeah, the tachometer. Yeah, but why? How would I use the BPM, the optical BPM when I do? Let's say I like biking. Okay, so for my age, I shouldn't go over 150 beat per minute. Okay, so but can you feel you have 130 or 150? No, you can't feel it. You know its heart rate is high.
Yeah,
it's only high, but exactly no. So the BPM for me is like red zone on tachometer, okay? So I cannot cross that, 7,000 RPM revolution per minute to the red area. So that's why I'm using it. The rest is, I don't know if it's usable, but HRV I use before, after, and during, and like all the time.
Oh, it's a game changer for sure. You can use it with anything.
You can use it for everything. You eat, you after food, you measure, okay, how that food affects, how you recovery going. Okay, you went today from the biking or running or whatever, and you like with a little bit higher pace.
Yeah.
and you tired more, of course, but you can see with HRV, you can see how fast you recover, and should you do that stuff. If you recover fast enough, you should continue doing it high paced.
Do you think
to increase it? If you're not recovering, hey, stop right there.
Yeah.
It's worn inside, so don't do it. You're gonna damage your.
Okay, back to Apple though. Do you think they really care about that stuff? Like, I'm not sure what with this is weird when they met with this company.
Based on Compass, no.
I mean, that was huge, man.
Yeah, but
It's a big deal.
yeah, it's like how many people in the bushes there
know.
trying to figure out.
They had the Boy Scouts in the commercial using the compass.
Yes.
Why?
Probably lots of Boy Scouts lost during the summer in the bushes and they cannot find.
Yeah, but a compass isn't going to really help. It's so
yeah,
stupid.
it will help. Why? You can. It's like, oh, compass. Okay.
It's so stupid. I mean, it's
No,
obviously.
I don't think so. Now, oh no, they. My understanding, those 50 doctors, they're afraid of liabilities.
But you put yourself in the liability with an EKG. That tells you about your AFib. That's
Yeah, but that's the only, because it's so simple to detect the AFib. So they said, okay, hey doctors, hey 50 doctors, what do you think? Is it like sure? They said, yeah, of course. Even child can read that stuff, you know. So it's 100% legit.
Do you think they'll change anything, like going forward, like the Watch 6 and this lawsuit? They're actually trying to get them to pull, because they used their technology, they stole their technology. This is all alleged, by the way. This is just, so I don't want people to think that they use the technology in the 4 and 5. So this is going to affect the sales of. They want the money back for all of that. Do you think going forward they're going to actually do anything, have anything in-house, and like make some kind of like with heart rate variability or whatever it is? Do you think they're actually serious about health? Because I don't think so. I think their business is just putting their logo on something, and that's it. And I'm not.
They're trying to extend the features. They're trying hard. Yeah, I can see, but. I think they spend more money than they see the final result. The result for spent money.
Yeah.
The company who has like $1 trillion valuation, so they must spend money. But I don't think those money is like pays.
But it was their fastest growing business.
I don't think the return on investment in this case works.
I don't think so.
No.
Do you ever wonder on Apple News, like the Apple News app? Do you ever think that they suppress bad news coverage of Apple in the app? I just thought of that today because I was searching for this article and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, can we find on your website anything bad about our company?
I know, but this is Apple News.
Oh, it did.
Like the news app.
Yeah, they will suppress everything.
Do you think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think no one's really ever talks about that.
Everybody does. Yeah. So every news media does. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, who's owner of the Fox?
I think Disney.
Yeah. Do they say anything bad about Disney?
Oh, they can't.
No, that's it.
No.
So that's how the media works. Yeah.
They also Okay, so I think that's it for this episode. And you have anything else to say? No.
No, that's okay. It was a little bit. Maybe not enough informative, but
yeah, we'll add more.
Yeah,
we'll add more stuff
to do it,
based on you guys leaving
details. I tried to get into details. I don't know. You tell us your opinions. Should we go more in details about HRV and all this? Yeah. We can make the whole blog about HRV.
Yeah, which we will. So stick around for all that stuff. And thanks for watching.
Thank you.